Comfort is a slow-acting poison. It seduces you with ease and robs you of grit. This isn't laziness. It's a psychological dependency called Amae. It thrives in soft routines, people-pleasing, and promises that never get kept. It makes relationships clingy and careers quietly stuck. Stay until the end. You'll spot the 3 simple signs you're trapped, see the real cost to your freedom, and learn one practical habit that breaks the cycle fast. It's blunt. It's useful. It will make you uncomfortable and stronger. Amae autopilot. Comfort becomes dependency. Seeking comfort is natural. Humans are wired to conserve energy and prefer predictability. But comfort quietly robs you of choice. The Japanese concept of Amae describes an emotional expectation that others will indulge and tolerate dependence. And when that pattern settles into routine, it becomes autopilot. Automatic reliance rather than conscious choice. Small acts of being cared for, answers given, problems solved, decisions made for you, stack up into a habit that rewires behavior without a dramatic moment of realization. Repeated indulgence creates a feedback loop. Each time someone else steps in, your brain logs an easier path and favors it next time. Habits form in the basal ganglia, so repeated comfort-seeking becomes the default decision route. Real examples are everywhere. A partner who handles all scheduling leaves the other partner with no planning skills. A parent who resolves conflicts for a child produces an adult who freezes at the first interpersonal friction. Technology accelerates this. Autofill, voice assistants, and navigation apps reduce practice and attenuate skill. You might feel cozy. The cost is slower learning and smaller tolerance for discomfort. The emotional fallout is raw and personal. Dependence breeds shame when you want autonomy but feel incapable. It breeds resentment in relationships when one person must carry growth while the other clings. In the workplace, the employee who clings to a comfortable role misses promotions, not because of lack of talent, but because they never practiced risk. Practical consequences are concrete. Weaker problem solving, reduced resilience under pressure, and fewer coping strategies when comfort disappears. A friend who always asks others to mediate arguments loses the ability to negotiate and eventually loses agency in decisions that matter. Breaking Amae autopilot is work, and it begins with tiny, deliberate discomforts. Remove one convenience for a week. Turn off GPS for a commute. Disable autofill on forms. Book an appointment without asking for help. Set measurable micro-goals. Pay one bill alone. Cook one meal from scratch. Initiate one difficult conversation. Track them. Accountability helps. Tell one person and run small experiments together. Expect short-term pain. Expect it to feel urgent and unfair at first. That sting means the neural pathways are changing. Change is cumulative. Small choices practiced daily rebuild the decision-making muscle that comfort atrophied. You will make mistakes. You will feel exposed. Keep going. Comfort became a trap because you stopped choosing. Reclaim choice one hard, simple act at a time. The invisible system, how ease eats identity. Comfort rewires the brain. It builds habits around the path of least resistance. Small conveniences become scaffolding. Over time, that scaffold replaces muscles, skills, and choices. Autocorrect finishes your words. GPS draws your maps for you. Streaming autoplay chooses what you watch next. These are not neutral aids. They are design choices that trade effort for ease. Neuroscience calls this use-dependent plasticity. Circuits you don't use weaken, and the ones you do use grow stronger. Synaptic pruning favors shortcuts. The brain rewards predictable, low-effort behavior. Dopamine reinforces the easiest route to pleasure or relief. That biological loop quietly rewards dependency. Real-world examples make it obvious. Rely on GPS for every trip and your internal sense of direction dulls. Cognitive maps fade unless actively practiced. Let calculators and spreadsheets handle arithmetic and basic numeracy atrophies. Parents who solve every problem for their children create learned helplessness rather than competence. The result is entitlement wrapped in anxiety. In workplaces, automation that erases routine skills can leave employees unable to respond when systems fail. Pilots know this risk when manual flying time drops and emergency handling becomes rusty. These are not hypothetical harms. They are emergent patterns visible across education, tech, and family life. Design choices in apps and services accelerate the drift toward dependence. Infinite scroll and autoplay exploit intermittent reward schedules that keep attention captive. One-click shopping and subscription models remove friction, which feels good now but trains your impulse pathways. Notifications interrupt focus and teach your nervous system to seek constant, shallow stimulation. The psychology of Amae, the craving to be indulged and cared for, maps perfectly onto modern convenience industries. Companies optimize for retention, not human flourishing. You end up comfortable. You also become smaller. You will notice the signs if you look. Tasks that once gave pride now feel like chores. You panic when technology falters. Your goals shrink to fit the easiest option. Recovery starts with deliberate discomfort. Disable autopilot on a route. Do calculations in your head. Write a draft without spell check. Say no to instant delivery for a week. These small resistances force dormant circuits to fire again. Rebuilding identity is work. It is messy, but ease alone will never build you. Friction or collapse. Make life collapse-proof. Many modern collapses start with one simple thing: seamless convenience. Essential systems, power grids, mobile networks, digital payments, are fragile links. When they break, people with no low-tech backup lose heat, food, money, and mobility in hours. Emergencies expose the gap between comfort and competence. Introduce controlled friction into daily life. Carry cash and a physical list of important phone numbers. Keep a charged portable power bank and a solar charger. Store a manual can opener, a simple multi-tool, and a bike pump. Learn to navigate by paper maps or compass. These small, specific measures are not dramatic. They create options when systems fail. A 2-minute repair of a flat tire can mean walking home at midnight or keeping your job the next morning. Build redundancy across domains. Have 2 ways to access money: a bank card and an emergency cash stash. Maintain at least 1 offline copy of critical documents. Keep a week's worth of food that can be prepared without electricity and rotate it regularly so it stays fresh. Train skills that machines often replace. Basic first aid, simple plumbing fixes, and map reading. First aid training, for example, empowers bystanders to stabilize injured people before professionals arrive. That competence saves lives and reduces panic. Make friction habitual. Turn off autopay for 1 bill each month and pay manually to keep financial awareness sharp. Cook from whole ingredients once a week rather than relying on delivery apps. Practice outages. Cut your internet for an evening and see what fails. Create drills for your household. Who fetches water? Who tends to a generator? Who cares for pets? Add a side skill that can generate income without platforms you don't control. Learn a trade. Teach a neighbor a skill. Build a reciprocal network you can call when the system stutters. Friction is not punishment. It is adaptive resistance. Comfort blunts judgment and corrodes resilience. Short, deliberate inconveniences make you flexible and reliable. Start small. Introduce 1 low-tech backup this week. You'll sleep differently when you know you can survive a day without every convenience. Non-negotiable rules. Kill the soft zone. Comfort is a slow-acting poison. It masks failure, softens standards, and trains people to expect rescue. The Japanese concept of Amae describes an indulgent clinging to another's kindness, a psychological comfort that looks like love but functions as dependence. Psychology also gives us learned helplessness. Repeated removal of consequences kills initiative. Those are the facts. They matter because comfort doesn't just feel good, it rewires behavior. Set firm boundaries. Stop fixing every problem for someone else. If a teammate misses a deadline, make them own the next recovery plan. If a child refuses to pick up their plate, withdraw the privilege that follows. Clear consequences, applied consistently, build competence. Small, enforced frictions are powerful. They force decision-making. They force growth. Make help conditional and time-limited. Offer guidance for a set window, then step back. Say, first I'll help for 20 minutes. After that, you're on your own. Short, decisive offers create urgency. They prevent the slow creep of entitlement. In workplaces, this means no unlimited technical bailouts. In relationships, it means no emotional triage every time discomfort appears. People learn to solve problems when help is predictable but not perpetual. Design failure as training. Allow low-stakes mistakes. Let an intern present without you rescuing mid-sentence. Let a friend experience a social consequence and process it alone first. Failure that hurts a little teaches more than a constant safety net. It builds resilience. It sharpens judgment. It also reveals who can actually handle responsibility. Enforce minimum competence. Teach practical skills and require demonstration before privileges follow. Show someone how to balance a budget, then require them to manage a portion of expenses. Teach a junior employee the whole workflow, then assign ownership of a small project. Competence is contagious when it's demanded. Softness is crippling when it's rewarded. Say no to the rescue reflex. Care without solving. Empathy is not the same as emergency response. Offer options. Ask what they can do first. Monitor, but don't substitute. This approach protects both parties from dependency. It preserves dignity and fosters self-reliance. Use public accountability to remove escape routes. Team status updates. Family check-ins with clear tasks. When obligations are visible, the soft zone collapses. People step up because the cost of hiding grows. Structures beat willpower every time. Model discomfort. Leaders who take on hard tasks without whining signal that struggle is normal. Let your actions set the standard. When others see you tolerate friction and learn from failure, they stop treating difficulty as exceptional. They stop demanding constant comfort. In the entitlement cycle with reciprocity rules, favors require return effort. Repeated unilateral support breeds expectation. Balanced give and take builds autonomy instead. Make lending conditional, not sentimental. This is not cruelty. It's hard love with purpose. The goal is to transform dependence into capability. Kill the soft zone, and you create people who can stand alone, think clearly, and act decisively. Keep these practices rigid. Be consistent. The moment you soften, the poison returns. Comfort is quietly murdering your will. This is the Amae Trap, the sweet comfort that breeds dependence. You trade growth for ease. Skills atrophy. Boundaries dissolve. Confidence fades. Relationships turn needy instead of healthy. Life narrows into safety and stagnation. Remember the signs: constant reassurance, avoidance of challenge, excuses that sound like comfort. The cure is brutal but simple: awareness, small daily discomforts, strict boundaries, and deliberate competence building. Start with one hard task today. Fail. Learn. Repeat. If this landed hard, you're not alone. First VE been there. You probably have, too. Tell me one comfort you'll confront in the comments. Hit like if you want more reality checks. Subscribe to keep challenging your comfort zone with me. Next video will give a 30-day discomfort plan and real interviews with people who escaped the Amae Trap. Tough love and practical steps. Choose discomfort. Choose freedom.